here in 1970. I got 50 years of experience. Back in the 1980s, Joe Wallace and myself got grades through this whole subdivision, got topo maps and put the drainage in. The same problem that they're having today. So that's my qualification. I went to the county commissioner. They both welcomed me. They both thanked me for the information that I furnished to them.
But are you an engineer? Are you a surveyor? What's your qualifications? Not what's your history of being here?
If you look at the topo map, you don't have to be an engineer to read that.
Okay.
That tells you where the water's going to go if you open it up in the right way. And the county's doing it now. And you can ask anybody that lives on the back road back there what effect it's had on them. But as far as being an engineer, no sir, I'm not an engineer.
Okay, so what qualifies you to speak today about this?
That right there qualifies me in experience.
I can go print out a map.
Put in the subject. Sir, I'm not here to argue with you. I tell you what, let's do. Let's put into this now. Everybody that wants to continue on and hear a report on the drainage problem, raise your hand. The ones that don't, raise your hand. Okay, there's one against it, so I'm going to continue, sir.
That's what we have a commissioner for. My friend is a commissioner.
You got a friend everywhere.
Sir, that's all right, Terry. Let him go. Let him go. Sir, I think we just.
They complain because y'all keep calling them.
Okay, I think we just voted to continue that these people want to hear.
Terry said no.
Sir, I listen to you now. Will you listen to me a minute? These people want to hear about the drainage.
It's a commissioner.
And I'm here to give that to them. Okay.
Wait a minute, he ain't the property owner?
Nope.
What you doing up
I
there?
am not, and that's the reason I'm doing it before the meeting.
Come up there and talk when you ain't a property owner.
Wait a second, we had the sheriff here not too long ago. I mean, he can't come?
Something you want to
He
do.
said
I
property
know
owners
what you're
only,
doing.
what you told us.
What?
See,
Well, Miss
Not
Morgan,
property owner.
Miss Morgan, the meeting hadn't started yet. This was before the meeting. I was asked to come here before the meeting started.
Why are we voting then?
Ma'am?
Why are we raising our hands to vote on something if the meeting hasn't started? That means the meeting has started, right?
Do you know what I asked?
wait a minute.
I asked how many people wanted to continue to hear a report on the drainage. And the majority voted they did.
I was voted as president in May when they were.
Jimmy, let's just leave that for later.
Raise your hand if you're an adult.
Hey,
Then act like it. Just let him talk. Christ.
oh my God.
Everybody have one of these?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna make it
Seriously.
short and
Yeah.
sweet. Thank you. Back in January, I drove back through the back 3 streets back there, and in fact, Moonbeam, the back one, there was almost a football field length of the road completely washed out. The next road up, Stardust, was the same way. Water crossed Skylark. The reason it crossed them 3 roads right there, so the drainage was stopped up on the other end, and it was trying to come to here. The deal is, when this subdivision was put in, the developer put 2 drainages in here. This one right here, 1,000-foot ditch, it goes all the way to Moonbeam. The other one to drain this back corner of the subdivision was put in, and it was directed down towards the east end, the very east end of the subdivision. There's a ditch there that runs east over 800 foot. There's a road there that it goes under Mangum Road. Now, if you look at that map you have right there, you'll see the 2 low spots where the water has to go. If you look back here at Moonbeam, on the back, you'll see it shows 150-foot elevation. You follow that black line where it says ditch, and you'll see where it's 140-foot elevation right here where it goes into Cook's Field. So you've got a 10-foot drop from the back of this subdivision to here. But when you look up here behind Moonbeam, that scribbly line, that's what they call a topo, it's what you call a topographic map. That's 150-foot elevation. Where it goes under up here, it's 135. Same thing on the other end. You follow this ditch from Moonbeam on that corner, it comes down, it makes a turn, and it goes under Mangum Road, and according to this, it's 135-foot elevation. So you've got 15 foot from the back corner of this subdivision to where it goes under Mangum Road. That's what the county has put in, 4 culverts up here. I worked with them, so has Terry, so has Richard. We've been in a ditch down there, the 3 of us, to clean it out. And here's a picture of it. Y'all pass them around. There's only 3 sets of it. But the front one is what the ditch looked like to start off with. The back one is where we're at now. I think you would think. Y'all like to look at it? Now, the ditch still needs a lot of cleaning out. We can't get in there and do it because of the weather. Every time it dries up enough, if we can do a little bit, here comes some more rain. And basically, that's what I had to say. The county commissioner, they thanked me, and her foreman thanked me for the information that I give them. They said, you saved us a lot of time. Because we would have to do the same thing that you done here. Now, let me say this about this back road. The water on this back road, it's 150-foot elevation through them woods all the way back to 3126. The ones of you live on Moonbeam back there, and I don't, does anybody here live on Moonbeam, fella, right there?
Yes.
Okay. That water comes from 3126, every bit of it comes this way, here at Cherokee Forest. So that was the problem. It wasn't just the problem of the falling in this subdivision, it was the runoff. The ones of you live back there see the water coming through the woods, coming down to the ditch. When we opened this up down here, that took a lot of water out of your ditch back there.
Okay. Que si después de que pusieron los dichos que estaban ahí, menos agua estuvo en tu calle. Ya menos agua.
In fact, the last time it come to hard rain, I don't think our driveway flooded, did it, back there like it did before? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do something that was done in the 1980s, because then it was, everything was flooding back on that end. Now, I'll answer any question you have. That's all I want to tell you. That, and I hope, Mr. Morgan, right, I'm not a POA member, but that don't stop me from offering the people that's here, that are my friends, and the ones that own lots in here, what I know about how to drain the subdivision. And I'm sorry if it upsets some folks, but so be it. And I'm gonna continue, if the board of directors, whoever they are selected, whoever they are, if they want me to continue, I will. It ain't cost the subdivision, even the material is put out. I printed it myself, because I didn't want anybody to say I'm spending POA money. I went and got the covers that went in up there myself. So, you know, that's, all I'm trying to do is help people. And believe me, it has hit an opposition, but that will be handled accordingly. But that's basically what it is, and I hope that we can continue with the project. I told the county commissioner that we would continue cleaning that ditch out. That's the holdup right now. It is too wet to get in there and do it. But Donnie Shore, and Robertson, the county commissioner, and her foreman are well aware of what's out here. They also said they would address the drainage up here at Breeze and Davies. So, anybody have any questions?
So this drainage here, do we have permission from this gentleman to, are they gonna cut that more?
No, you don't need to, because if you look out there, it flattens out. In other words, the water will flow through here and go through his field, and it gets down there to Mangum Road. One of the problems is the size of the culvert at Mangum Road. But Mr. Cook's field flattens out to where that water will, the water coming through here will flow out. The other end, if you go to the street behind Terry, which is, I believe, Harmony. Yeah. Okay, you go to Harmony, the 150-foot elevation in that corner, comes down, makes a turn, and goes down at the far end of the subdivision, east end of the subdivision. When you get past Harmony, it drops off like this. I mean, a tremendous fall, because it drops off to 135 feet. The pictures right there show where we cleaned out back as far as we could go. It was on his property. We cleaned out as far as we could go, got all of the debris out of there, and the water's flowing right now. But there's still blockage back on the, coming this way.
On private property still, or?
Private property, yeah.
So.
Well, when we say private property, it's private property to a way, but the ditch was put in by the developer.
Right.
So, in other words,
But to go back in, we would need permission from the people that own it, technically.
right.
Which they
It's
already
just like this ditch right here. People don't realize this ditch right here starting on the other side of the culvert. Property line for that ditch right there, right in the center of the ditch. In other words, she owns half right there. She owns to the center of the ditch, the gentleman here owns the center of the ditch.
Yeah, but that's, there's still an easement there that,
No, there is no easement for it. But the deal is that it was put in, you can say it was put in prior to the subdivision opening. You know what I'm talking about, before he started
Yeah.
selling lot. When I bought in here, there was no section 3. Section 1 was the only section in the whole subdivision. This ditch right here was not the original drainage. The original drainage was right through Wallace's house over yonder and goes right back up, all the way back to Moonbeam and across Moonbeam. That was a natural drainage. He put this ditch in where to sell more lots. In other words, that's the reason he set it up like this.
oh, okay.
But as far as the private property, to get on to clean that other ditch, they already have that permission.
Oh, okay.
So they can clean it as soon as it's dry.
I just hope.
Okay, so you're talking about the one that goes this way. I thought you were talking about the one that
No,
parallels the
no,
road.
sir, one running this way is the county.
Right,
The
right.
deal is the county can't put their equipment on private property.
Right, right.
That's a problem with her lot right there.
All
Yeah.
y'all's water goes to my yard.
There's all of
All of
the
it.
end of every street on this end of the subdivision is a cul-de-sac. When they put that in, they run the ditch down to that cul-de-sac and stop. Now, the drainage ditch that we have is about, what, 50, 60 foot. The other side of the cul-de-sac comes to the middle of the road. All right, drainage ditch comes down both sides and it stops right here. This is private property here. So, but we've come up with a solution, and her property now is dry, believe it or not.
We can't mow,
But hey, but
but
there's
we're
not,
not in shin deep water right
but
now.
there's not water back up on it like it was.
Correct.
Are there any property members that are refusing to let us, y'all, whatever, dig and get that done right?
I don't think that they would, because it's benefiting them right along with it's benefiting everybody else, because they've got water on the back
I
of
would
the
just
property
think
right
there's
now.
nobody, that's a non-issue, nobody's refusing access.
So far, no.
As far as Mr. Cook over here, I talked to him about 3 weeks ago, and he cleaned his whole side out, because he uses that actually to flood his pastures what it's for. He kinda, utilizes water. He cleaned out everything from the fence to his side. He weeded it and everything, which there wasn't that much there. Most of it's built up on our side. And Richard tried to get in there with a tractor and it was muddy. He almost got stuck, so that's why we're having to wait on that. And that's his ditch right there.
Cook has always been good. In fact, he even told us at one time we could take the fence down back here and clear it out over on his property and put the fence back up. I mean, Mr. Cook's always been good to work with people in the subdivision, because he knows it's a problem. But that's basically, like I said a while ago, I just hope whoever's board of directors, I don't have a dog in that fight. But I do have a lot of friends in here, and I do have people that own property. And what I hate to see is I hate to see water on their lot when I know that I can personally help them. And that's my goal. I use my equipment, my time, fuel for money, it all come out of my pocket. But I got well paid for it. So I had people stop me on the road out here and thank me. I had people that called me, I had people send me messages. So there was a problem. That problem needed to be addressed. I knew what to do to fix it.
It all boils down to, we can all work together as a team, as a community, as a subdivision, or you can go off and balk at everything. The choice is yours. I would much rather have everybody working together. Work together, we can do this. There ain't a doubt in my mind about that. We've already proven it.
Well, I just greatly appreciate no water in my yard. So as soon as it's all done, I would be very, very
It's not costing
appreciative.
anybody anything,
Of
and
the
it's
ditches
actually
being
getting rid of the
done.
water out of here.
I don't,
The county commissioner has made a commitment, and I've worked with many of them. Cause like I said, I had property in there for 50 years, so I worked with about 5 or 6 county commissioners. This is the first one. I spent 2 hours with her down there. Spent 3 hours out here driving around with the foreman and us coming up with ways to fix problems. Where culverts had collapsed, what needed to be cleaned out, and there's still a lot more needs to be done. They both agreed to help this subdivision. But in return, the subdivision is gonna have to help too. They're gonna show that we've got an effort to go forward to fix the problem. Now, that's up to the people, whatever they wanna do.
Can I ask you a question?
Thanks, Dave.
All right,
She's
thanks
got
a
a
lot,
question.
Dave.
She's got a question.
Yes.
Cause when I talked to the guy that drives around the truck, Donnie.
What's that?
Donnie, when I talked to Donnie about cleaning out my ditches to make it deeper, he says that he does it only. So do y'all have anything in writing stating that it's okay for y'all to touch ditches? Cause I mean, I was told that if we touch the ditches, we was gonna get fined.
The county's helping them though. The county's
But do
working
they
with
The
them.
county owns the
anything-
ditch.
Yeah, do y'all have anything in writing stating that it's okay for y'all to do that? To save our butts when it comes to, if
If
it
it's
comes
county
out,
property,
Here,
it's
let
the
me-
ditches.
There-
the ditch is still county
Ma'am,
property.
we have not got on any private
Well,
property.
that's what I'm asking.
We
Before y'all
we
start.
will have permission to get on
But
private
will y'all
property.
have it in writing to
Yes,
save our
ma'am,
butts?
yes, ma'am. I plan on sending a letter out to them and getting them to release it where we can get on the
Yeah, cause
property.
that's my question, cause
Also
when
plan
I
on-
I thought you were talking about if the county does them out or something.
well, cause when I asked, cause my ditch is, you know, it's not deep enough to do anything. I asked, I was like, you know, is there any way you come out and dig the ditches? And he said that is their property, if we touch it, we would fine.
Where's that located at?
I live off Stardust and Breeze Lane.
Down at the end
I
over
think
here,
it depends
back
on
road,
which ditch you're
side
on.
back road.
Very end of it down
Are
there?
you
Yeah.
talking about,
street
signs at?
Are you talking about like the ditch that's the easement from the road or like that goes down through your property?
No, I don't have anything that goes through my property, it's actually at the street.
Ma'am, what you're talking about right there is what I said a while ago. And if you look at your map, you'll see where the problem's at.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
in
yes,
the
ma'am.
future,
But what he said, and what, he's going to come up, he's going to work on the drainage in his property. In this area here, Breeze. So here's the deal. When you look at this, you got 106-foot elevation here.
But if it's county ditch, y'all haven't worked on it.
What's that?
If it's a county ditch, y'all haven't worked on the county ditch. You've only worked on the stuff that's on
Yeah,
private
yeah.
property, right?
We can't work on, we can't work on county.
Right.
That's the reason why we had a big conference, so people wouldn't dig them out, because if the POA does anything, you know, the water lines, you know, and all, water lines, they can be held responsible.
Right.
That's why we're trying to make it like a road, with a mercy and
because I mean, I was told if we touch our dishes, they're digging out, and we was pretty fine. By Donnie and stuff. Because he said this, so that's what my question is.
No, that's not.
About a year and a half ago, I had been digging my driveway, all the way down to this ditch. And it helped, but Donnie would said that until y'all get the rest of that. It helped my place, but they kind of got Gabby ready to buy a new pipe. So, I didn't mind, but they said my pipe was clogged up, was part of the problem. So we put a new pipe in.
Does not have any place to go. I know, you feel like that, and it goes up,
Yeah, I think we'll move on with the meeting now. What's that?
I